welcome to another episode of ClockTower, a D&D 5e experience. The following episode is very combat heavy. For those of you who are familiar with 5th edition, please keep in mind that all of our players are playing different subclasses of a custom class in a unique setting. We also play with a lot of house rules in our games that we as a group collectively enjoy. We felt it was better to address these rules as they come up in the episode, so I'll be back a little later on to explain these rules when they come up. Until then, welcome to the ClockTower. Alright, roll initiative.
18.
Not bad at all.
13.
19.
Oh, wow. 8.
And the monster got 14.
Oh, yay.
Great.
This is going to be fun.
Yeah, awesome.
So, in the initiative order, we have Sam, Jaeger, the monster, Darby's character, and then Parker's character. So, top of the round, Sam, this giant monster looms up in front of you, letting out some sort of eldritch scream as its many sort of alligator-like legs seem to sprawl out behind it in a horrible sort of twitching fashion as it scuttles along the ground. What do you do?
Sam looks up to this horrific monster, looks back to the group, looks down at the ground, casts minor illusion, forms an image of themselves, and then runs away.
Alright, so what's your movement? 30 feet?
Yes, I'd like to move
30 feet.
30 feet to the southeast.
Directly away from the monster. Alright, excellent. So are you casting the illusion for your friends as well, or just the monster?
Minor illusion can only be a small, like a 5-foot kind of area. So I just make an image of myself and then just run away.
Alright. You guys kind of see this, this weird sort of contrast in, it's like, oh no, we're not dealing with you today. Cast, some sort of spell on the ground, and then he's just there on the ground, and he turns and runs. Quickly past, almost directly past, your character, Darby, as, turns on his heels. Jaeger, what are you doing?
Yes, that's big. I would like to turn and run to the southeast area right here behind this other building. As I'm running away, I fire behind me at the creature.
All right. Roll to hit.
That's a 1. Hey.
All right. Roll to see how bad it is. So, that was the first of our house rules that you've just heard. In our games, we like to have critical successes and failures have more impact on the story. While we take critical successes when they happen, critical failures, we have players and the DM roll a second time. This determines how bad the failure was. The lower the roll, the worse the failure. If the roll is above 11, the roll is considered to just be a normal failure rather than a critical.
That's an 18.
Alright, so it's not that bad. Your shot goes off wide as several other of the townsfolks scream, trying to hide and run away from it. And you run towards one of the nearby buildings, the alleyways, directly away from the monster, basically. That means it's its turn. It is going to quickly move after, let's see, the closest person, I believe, would probably be Parker's character at this point. However, I am going to roll to see if the monster goes after the illusion. What is your spell save DC?
My spell save DC is 11.
It did not pass. It got an 8 with a -1 wisdom, so it definitely did not realize that wasn't a real person, and tries to take a big old bite out of nothing. And I believe that dispels the illusion, right?
Yes.
As it is
yes,
attacked.
That's correct.
Yeah, it smashes into nothing and disappears. Darby's character. The illusion of the person whom you've just met just got nommed in front of you and disappeared into a wisp of energy.
So I'm gonna, because the monster's right in front of me now, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna take out my gun and shoot it in the head.
All right.
Or try to.
Roll.
13.
13.
Plus 4. 17.
Is it plus 4 or plus 3?
Plus 4.
Plus 4. Excellent. So 17 total?
Yes.
Your shot slams into its head and You see the wet spray of some sort of gross-looking ichor from inside of it as do damage. You hit it.
Yay! Okay.
Oh.
6 plus 3, 9.
The head of the thing falls to the ground with a sickening crunch. As the whole, like, segmented bit of the monster in front of you just, like, sort of kicks up a bunch of dirt in front of you, like, sliding to your feet as it starts to, like, turn gray a little bit, and, like, the shell of this sort of alligator centipede-like creature starts to ash away, and the rest of its body is, like, thrashing around like you just cut its head off, basically, as, like, the gray part is turned to ash, and you see the next segment of its body, its mouth, like, goes and opens up into two other pieces as it forms a new head on the other segment of the one that you have. However, the creature seems to be shortened by about one segment. And
Okay.
remove that boy off the board, and we're off to the races. Parker, your turn.
Oh, that's not cool. Oh, that's not cool.
So it hasn't grew a new head, right?
It did, yes.
I'm gonna run up and slash that head.
Excellent.
And just for flavor text, as I'm running, I'm gonna like drag my blade across the floor, and then when I get up to it, I'm gonna do an upward slash, so it goes from the
Nice.
neck up.
Very, very cinematic as you run cutting away through the dirt. Terrible for your weapon in a realistic standpoint. However, in this anime, we do it.
In this anime,
We
do
out
it.
here.
So I will roll to hit that.
Yes, you would. Yes.
I do not know what my plus to hit is, but the roll itself was a 9.
What do you mean you don't know what your plus to hit is?
I don't know what it is. I never got it. Is it there?
Charisma plus.
Oh, it's my charisma. Yeah, it is.
It's charisma plus. You have a donut on your character sheet.
I know.
4 plus 4.
It's plus 4.
Okay.
This is me. This is who I am. So yeah, 9 plus 4, 13.
Okay. 13. 13 total?
Yes.
Contest.
Oh.
Yeah.
The roll you just heard, we like to call escalation. When a creature makes an attack and matches the target's AC, that target can choose to take the hit as normal or choose to contest. A contest is an unmodified roll, or flat roll, between two people. Those people describe what they would like to happen. Whoever wins the contest, their description is how the events unfold. To the DM's discretion, of course.
If I am successful, I'm still going to drag the blade and do an upward swipe, but I will swipe it upward and like let my blade go in the air and then grab it and then do a downward slash as well.
Okay. If it's successful, as you go to slice on the ground and attack it, it sort of moves to the side of your blade as you sort of whiff with the blade and swing wide, and it's going to grab your leg and do a bite damage to your leg.
I don't like that.
Yeah, you shouldn't.
Okay, time for the roll.
I got a 13.
Just is straight fate roll? Mm-hmm. Got a 9.
Ow.
Allow me to roll damage really fast.
Oh, my leggy.
Ooh. That would be 8 damage total.
Ow. I'm at 0.
So, Darby, your character sees the person with the big sword run up like so gung-ho, like they're gonna take this monster down. They run up, slicing a path in the earth with their giant sword, and as they go to swing up, the creature kind of like lazily moves its head out of the way as it rears back like a snake and like lightning fast grabs onto their leg and like kind of pulls them up a little bit before slamming them on the ground and doing the head shaking thing that dogs do sometimes, and then throwing him off to the side. He does not look good.
Oh, yikes.
And that puts us at the top of the round. Sam, your turn.
As Sam, peers around this corner and, sees him charging forward and goes, oh, well, maybe I should help. And then sees him just get mauled and thrown back. He kind of goes back around the corner and just aims his pipe around and fires a magic bolt, hoping to hit something. Time for the roll. That'll be a 19 to hit.
That hits.
Total of 5 damage.
As the energy slams into its head, it moves to the side and sort of lazily shakes its head as if it's trying to clear its sight a bit, but it does seem like it is still standing. It looks... This head looks pretty messed up at this point. Jaeger.
Yes, I'm still around the corner hiding. I sort of poke my head out to see one of us get mauled
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
like a squirrel by a dog. Survive! I fire a shot with my with my crossbow.
All right.
Another one.
How bad is it?
Another one.
How bad is it?
Okay, 14. But 2 ones in a row.
Oh,
Double
God.
ones.
All right.
I'm gonna die. Good luck, guys.
So, can you roll damage for me?
I can.
Oh no.
That's 7 points of damage.
So as you you go survive as you see the thing thrashing your friend around basically, and the thing throws the friend in the air, and as you take a shot at the beast, your shot goes a little bit to the left, and you end up not hitting the beast, but hitting your friend in midair like a skeet shot.
Oh no!
Parker, can you make 2 death saves for me? Actually, I believe you auto-fail death saves if you're hit while you're dead, right? So that's 2 death saves that you have failed.
I also want to point out, if he got 1 tick higher, I would have just died.
Yeah.
So let me roll 2 death saves.
Yeah. No. I'm sorry. I was incorrect.
Oh,
you don't roll.
I
You
take
you
it.
have 2 failed death saves.
Cool.
That is technically rules as written
no.
D&D.
I mean, at least I wasn't within 5 feet. That would have been a crit. That would have been 2 death saves automatically from both. So it would have been 4.
It's now the monster's turn. It is an Eldritch creature, and since it just kind of threw you to the side, I'm going to roll to see if it continues eating you, or if it's going to attack some of the other people. It goes to Chowtown.
No!
Well, I had my moment.
You guys see the thing start to devour what was once a person that you met a few moments ago.
Do I roll a death save?
No, that's 2 failed. That's 3 failed death save. You got eaten.
Was I tasty?
I don't know. I don't know if this thing has taste buds. It looks awful.
Oh.
And that makes it Darby's character's turn. That man just got eaten.
Oh my god. Okay. Is there a way? Because I'm apparently doing this alone.
You're the only one that's visible in this street besides the man getting eaten.
Ooh. Safe to assume I think he's dead.
Yeah, there's half of him left.
Okay, well, yikes on that. Is there a way that I can, stab this head and then run along its body?
Yeah. You can absolutely attack it. As far as D&D 5e goes, it would just be a normal attack, but for thematic reasons, we would definitely say that's what you're doing.
Okay, well, because I want to take out more of it
Right.
segments.
You can only attack one of it by the rules, because it's 6 seconds. So you could attack it and the next turn move up and attack the next one.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, that is totally okay.
However, I will state that your gun is currently unloaded. So if you want to use your gun, you do need to use a bonus action to reload your gun.
Can I also use a bonus action to reload my gun?
Your gun is now loaded.
Thank you.
Are you going to attack it with your sword?
Yes.
All right, you run up next to the monster that's eating the other dude, and while it's distracted eating the dude, I'm going to give you advantage, which means you roll twice and take the better roll.
Okay. 2. Also 2.
We have a mercy roll with advantage and disadvantage where if you roll the same number twice, you do get to re-roll it.
Oh, dope. 11 plus 4, so 15.
That hits. Roll damage. This head looks pretty weak already.
9.
Wow, yeah, it almost explodes into that same sort of leaf-like ash that just explodes everywhere. The creature sort of it roils backwards, thrashing all over the place as it starts to develop a new head. Well, it's not Parker's turn, so Sam.
Seeing how everything is sort of not going entirely well, Sam is going to again peek around the corner and see this new person standing valiantly against the creature and goes, well, I can't leave him there. He's going to step around the corner and cast Fairy Fire in the middle of the creature to try and hit as much of it as it can to help the new one.
All right.
Please make a dexterity saving throw.
It will try and do so. How's a 10 feel?
Does not beat an 11.
Ooh, that's bad for it.
Yes. So in a 20-foot cube
Okay.
around the creature, it's going to glow bright pink.
All right. It's now glowing bright pink. I do believe that's the spell that gives friends advantage on hitting it, right?
That is true.
Awesome. That's some teamwork right there. It's now Jaeger's turn.
I reload my... Oh. I pull the bolt back, reload real quick. Pull up my crossbow and fire one more time.
All right.
With advantage, because hey, fairy fire.
Maybe Jaeger won't get a 1 this time.
It's not a 1, it's a 9. I'll take the 18.
Hey!
That's going to be a 23 to hit.
That hits. Roll damage.
That's 9 points damage.
Another head falls to ash.
Survive!
It's the monster's turn. Angered that so many of its heads have been thrashed and fallen to the ground, it is going to, in a sporadic and almost frighteningly quick movement, lurch forward. The creature, having scuttled forward, can't actually reach Jaeger or Sam, so it's going to go after Darby's character and try and hit you. Oh, that'll hit. It got a 19 plus 5. So, it hits. Yikes. And with its big jaws, it does 7 points of damage.
1 point left.
Ouchie, mama. It's now your turn.
That guy was doing so well.
Very true.
Is he on me?
Yeah, he's fighting you. He's attacking you.
Great, cool.
If you want, because you're still new, I will allow you, since your gun was loaded, you can try and shoot it so that it doesn't attack you.
Can I shoot it so it doesn't attack me?
Hey, yeah! You may interrupt its attack. For future reference, that'll have to be done before I roll damage, but since this is a new learning experience, you'll know next time. As long as your gun is loaded, you can try and interrupt its attack.
Thank you, dear DM. 7.
Plus 4?
Ooh. 11. Yeah.
Not enough to hit. So your shot goes wild and you do take that damage, but for future reference, as long as you can hit its AC, you can interrupt an attack coming at you, whether it's a spell or anything. And I do believe that puts us at your turn.
Yeah.
Now. So
it's attacking me. Can I chop its head off while it's
yeah, you can try and
with
attack
my
it.
squad?
Yeah. You're gonna use a bonus action to reload your gun as well.
Yes, please.
All right, excellent.
19.
That hits. Roll damage.
6.
Okay. That head looks like it's barely hanging on. You hacked it. It's almost off of the rest of this thing, but it is still hanging on for now.
Good shit, new guy.
It's now Sam's turn.
Seeing how they just got immediately chomped by this monster, I'm going to turn to Jaeger and say, listen, we gotta help him. And he's going to cast Minor Illusion next to the creature to form like another person looking like they're trying to hit the creature.
Okay.
And they're going to try and run up closer to Darby's character.
All right. You run up closer next to him. Monster, you create the illusion of something attacking the monster from the left or from the right?
From the left.
Okay, excellent. And I do believe that puts us at Jaeger's turn.
I'm doing my best. I roll out onto the ground, roll like 2 times over so I can have a clear shot and wait for the slash to come in and then fire in the same spot.
All right.
That's a 20 to hit.
Yeah, that'll hit.
4 points of damage.
Luckily that head was already pretty worse for wear, and it falls into ash on the ground below. The ash kind of pulling around your character's feet, Darby, as it sort of blows away in the wind.
Good shit, new guy. Good shit.
It's now the monster's turn. It is going to make a wisdom save, especially since it's a new head, to see what it's going to attack now. With a total of 8 versus your spell save DC.
That does not beat 11.
Ouch. The monster spends its action nomming a thing that doesn't exist. As the illusion dissipates and it doesn't attack Darby further, however, that does make it Darby's turn.
I'm just gonna try and hit it again.
All right.
My sword.
Smack it. You also do have your gun loaded, so if you wanted, you can, at the risk of taking your ability to interrupt its attack away, you can attack it twice.
I'm gonna not do that.
Okay.
Keep in mind, you also had advantage on this roll because the fairy fire is still in effect.
Oh, yeah, so roll again.
Great.
Take the better roll. Trent's handing you your dice.
13.
All right. It chooses to contest.
This hurts.
If you succeed, you get to roll double damage.
Okay.
But if it wins, it gets to do damage to you, which, since you have a hit point left, it will knock you to 0.
Yeah.
And you guys don't have a shield, so...
Yikes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Cool.
So if you win, you get to do some cool stuff. So are you just going to do what you had previously stated and, like, running up the creature with your sword and attacking him?
Just totally
all right,
cut it butterfly style.
Since you're doing double damage, I will, even if you don't do enough damage to kill the second head, I will say that you do damage to the first head and then to the second head.
Dope. Cool.
And if it wins, it is going to thrash you. It got a 3.
10.
You succeed! Roll damage twice. And add your modifier twice.
4. 9.
Okay. That was with your modifiers, right?
Yes.
We know you don't normally add modifiers to criticals, but when we play our games, we like our critical hits to hit a little bit harder. Yeah, the first head falls to ash easy, and the second head still looks like it's hanging on, but by, like, literally a tendon. It looks hardly there.
Brilliant.
It is now Sam's turn. Seeing the amazing success, Sam's going to kind of skirt around behind this daring person and continue to create illusions around the creature to try to distract as much as he can.
Okay.
Well, you seem to be doing pretty well. I'll stay back here.
Great.
Jaeger.
On the right. Fire another shot. It's a 23 or a 19. I'll take 23. For another 9 points damage.
That works for me. That currently makes the current head fall to ash at your feet, and the current creature looks to only be about 15 feet long at this point, down from the 50 feet long that it was previously. So you guys are chopping away at this thing.
Then I'd like to sprint forward to meet up with the others. 10, 15, 20. And come to a stop next to Darby's character and say, hey, good shit, we did it, yay.
Darby, your character, who is bleeding from, like, a really big bite wound on your chest as you're, like, barely standing up and, like, fighting for your life, as, like, both of the two people who had run away at the beginning of this fight come up, they're like, yeah, no, we totally did it.
Yeah, we did it.
And I do believe that is the monster's turn, now that you do something. It's going to try and look over your illusions again, but I'm going to give it advantage because it's fallen for this twice now, and you know what they say about falling twice. They still attack the illusions.
No.
Darby, your character, as a thing, is nomming things that don't exist.
Thank God this monster's an idiot.
Yeah, it's got a 8 wisdom, so...
Can I tell them to do stuff?
You can, but that's just talking as a free action.
Great.
But you'd still get your movement and action, bonus action on this turn.
Okay, great. I want to go straight and hit the next head with my with my sword and then shoot the next one with my gun.
Okay.
A bonus action.
You're gonna dual wield it.
Yes.
Awesome. Roll the first attack, and you should probably shoot first and then go hit it because shooting next to a target you have disadvantage.
Okay.
So
23.
that hits. So your gun finds its mark easy, and as you run up and attack it with your sword,
14.
that hits.
Advantage.
Oh.
Yeah. If you have advantage, you can do what we call fishing for the critical. So, and one more time, because if you get a 20, you do double damage.
Yeah.
But you hit both times, so roll damage for both of those attacks.
4.
Okay, that head is still fine.
4.
All right, that head falls to ash. One more head down. It looks like there's only 2 segments left. It's now Sam's turn again.
You both better be trying to hit this thing.
Sam looks over and goes, well, he takes off his hat, kind of runs his hand through his blonde hair and goes, I'm not much of a close person, but I'll be here. And now Sam's gonna cast dancing lights, try around the creature's eyes, try to blind it and distract it. With lots of just moving things.
This poor monster.
Considering he's an idiot.
Jaeger, your turn. There's a bunch of dancing lights all around the 2 thrashing segments that are left.
Okay. Let's do this. Jaeger would like to run along the side of the street outside of the monster's reach
Okay.
to try to get around it and fire it from the side.
All right, roll.
That's a 21 to hit
That hits.
for 8 points of damage.
Another head falls to ash as a bolt blasts it to the side. Looks like there's 1 segment left. It looks like just a really messed up, like, crocodile, alligator kind of creature now, as its centipede arms are gone, and even though it looks kind of horribly distorted and, like, misshapen in a lot of ways, it's much less terrifying now that it's, like, one thing kind of thrashing around. It's its turn. It turns and starts trying to go away from all of you. It starts scurrying away.
You better run!
It's gonna get far, but definitely not out of gun range, so... Darby, it's your turn.
I mean, I have to reload.
Yeah, bonus action reload, and then you can action shoot your gun if you want.
And then absolutely shoot the thing. 23.
And advantage, in case you want to chase that crit. Okay. Roll damage.
8.
Your gun, you look down the sights as you reload it, you look down the sights, and as the creature is scurrying, kind of doing a serpentine motion, trying desperately to get away, it crashes into a crate. And your bullet finds it as it kind of skips and goes into the dirt a little bit before turning gray and starting to ash away as the last bit of this creature disappears. And as all the ash pieces kind of go up into the air, you see them all sort of swirl around and disappear into the sky as if they're recalled to someplace far beyond this one. And all of you standing there, the 2 of you untouched and the other one broken and bleeding, hear in the distance a clock tower chime. And then suddenly, all 3 of you, as if waking up from a dream, are on the couches and chairs of the sitting area in the clock tower. As you look around, it's familiar and yet eerily large space of this room seems almost overwhelming to all of you. And immediately, Darby, your character feels completely refreshed. You're no longer injured. Your wounds have been healed completely. However, there are some strange things about the clock tower now from the last point that you were here. For the first thing, all of the people who you were with in that town, these 3 people are with you. And I mean 3, as you see Parker's character looking very frightened and confused, as if his character has also woken up on the couch.
Oh, my tower, I thought you were dead.
That wasn't fun. And apparently that was embarrassing. So, All I remember was getting bit and going black. What happened?
You're fine, buddy.
Yeah.
You're fine.
I mean, you got more than bit, dude.
Okay. I'm alive. I guess that's what matters. Yeah. What were your guys' names again?
Okay, I'm gonna be honest. Jaeger's not my. I don't think Jaeger's my name, but it sounded cool, so I chose it. Is that? That's allowed, right? If you don't have a name, you can just choose a name, right?
I don't see anything wrong with that. No, I'm just Sam because I got chosen for me.
I don't see why not.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, sure. All right, Jaeger. That's cool. About you, Pipe Man.
Well, as I've said, my name's Sam, but that wasn't really my choice. First mission got named for me.
That's valid. And what about you?
Guess my name's Reagan.
All right, Reagan, Jaeger, and Sam. I need a name because I cannot be kept calling man with big sword.
Have you tried Blade?
What about Chomp?
Funny. Funny. Yeah. No. Make that joke again next time we're in a fight. I'm gonna go with Rock. I don't know why. Just seems fitting.
I mean, apparently you were stone cold dead a couple days ago, so.
I also got rocked by that monster.
Yeah, it was bad.
Also, it's hard to eat a rock, for sure.
Yeah, hopefully that'll work out for you next time.
And as all of you are ribbing Rock for his performance on the last mission, you kind of notice something else. Over to the right, from where you are all sitting, with the mirror directly in front of you, sort of reflecting all of you in the room that you're in, the large hourglass directly behind you, you see the shelves that take up the entire, from where you're sitting, your right side, but if you're facing with the mirror to your back, the left side of the clock tower, and on it is one thing. The completely empty shelves now have their first edition, which is a small paper that looks like parchment and a charcoal sketch on it of a large alligator-like creature with several centipede-like segments stretching across the sort of ink-stained page.
I guess we're doing something right?
Does that mean you guys did it?
Yeah, it means we did it.
Oh, okay, cool.
I hope it's dead. I don't want to deal with that again.
So, what do we do now?
Keep going, I guess.
That's a great sentiment, but how do we do that?
What did we do the first time?
Well, I don't know about all y'all, but I just kind of woke up there. Did you end up doing anything, Reagan?
Believe I touched the clock.
As all of you see the clock's face again, rather than the hands being set on any sort of time, they're spinning wildly in different directions and at different speeds.
I guess I go touch the clock.
As you go up and stand on that stoop again, you go to touch the clock. As you do, the hands stop in place, start to turn in different directions again, and then stop at 12 before they start winding and ticking. And all of you can hear the same ticking sound coming from the pocket watches that are all connected to various different pockets of your clothing. As you look, the time seems to be about 3:30, and the mirror has a strange sort of electric hue to it. Those that I believe, Reagan, you're still in front of the mirror, right? Mm-hmm. Beyond the mirror is a hallway with metal floor and cramped, rounded roof that seems a bit too low. White, strange segments line this hallway where pieces of that white paneling have been removed. There are thick, rope-like bundles of cords that hang down like vines, and it seems to stretch to rooms beyond.
Did I do anything?
I believe so.
Certainly looks like something from over here.
Well, pulls the bolt back on what looks like a silver Winchester rifle. Are we gonna do this?
Let's go.
All right, I'm heading down.
Back into the madness.
And all of you step through the mirror?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
All of you step through the mirror. you immediately see a red light that flashes on and then flashes off. You hear a blinding sound that sounds like some sort of alarm siren. And as you all look at each other, you realize that your clothes don't look like medieval clothes anymore, or even Victorian clothes. They still have the same sort of style, long coats, large hats, but they seem to fit in around the setting. Sort of futuristic, almost engineer-style jumpers are underneath some of your clothing, and all of you seem as if your outfit fits into the setting that you're in. And as you look down the hallway, you hear a voice come over the sort of speakers that line this hallway, and they resound this message to all of you.
Warning, there is a hostage situation on the main deck. Please allow security officers to work unimpeded as they correct this situation. Return to your housing unit in an orderly fashion.
As you guys listen to this message repeat over and over and over again. And again, you're not sure why you're here. You don't know
Why the clock tower would have brought you to a place like this.
The only thing that you do know is that you have a job to do.
Thanks for listening to this episode of Clock Tower. Before you go, I'd like to thank our producer, Who's, as well as our entire cast, Darby, Cal, Trent, and Parker, for their great performances. A special thanks to everyone who helped us create the sound effects and musical elements for this episode of Clock Tower. And as always, a big thank you to you, the listener. We appreciate you. If you enjoyed this episode, we would love it if you could help us spread it around. Share it with your friends. Every little bit helps us a lot. It really does. Well, I guess I'll see you next time. Till then, time's ticking. See you in the clock tower.